evening, ladies and gentlemen. 14-year-old Divyanshi, 17-year-old Shivalingu, 19 years old Chinmay, 22 years old Prajwal. Their names you may not have heard. These were not stars, but they were star-struck. They had waited all their lives for the Royal Challengers Bangalore to lift the IPL trophy. These are 4 of the 11 victims of the Chinnaswamy Stadium Stampede. Every victim, viewers, was below the age of 40. They had gone with their friends to cheer their team. They didn't reach home. Their families received their mortal remains. Hasty preparations, lack of planning, and overlooking of warnings led to the stampede. One day later, the families have received a promise from the Karnataka government of a 10 lakh rupee compensation. Does the responsibility of government end here? Is the life of a citizen worth 10 lakh rupees? Initially, no FIR was filed. It took the city police 26 hours to lodge a case against RCB, the event manager, and the Karnataka State Cricket Association. The government is trying to shed accountability. It's out to pin the blame at the doors of the RCB, the team that the government's top brass was toasting till yesterday. What does the government's chart sheet say? As per the government, it was RCB that pushed for the celebrations. It was RCB that announced free passes. And viewers, you will be shocked to know that the city police chief was reluctant to give a hasty permission. Yes, the city police wanted the celebrations to be held on Sunday, not yesterday. That would have given the police time to prepare, time to manage the crowd properly. Even the Karnataka Home Minister agreed with the police's sense of caution. But sources have told Times Now, the Home Minister was also overruled. So the question we are asking tonight, who was in a tearing hurry for an instant celebration, despite a clear warning by the cops? Viewers, let me tell you how caution was thrown to the winds. Times Now has accessed the letter which the Karnataka State Cricket Association wrote to the state government, seeking permission for the felicitation event held in Vidhan Sauda. The permission was granted on 4th of June in the morning. However, what is to be noted here is that no permission for what happened outside Vidhan Sauda premises was given. Remember, RCB fans had gathered in huge numbers there also. There was no permission either sought or given for the stadium event as well. So we ask, why was the Deputy Chief Minister, DK Shivkumar, at the forefront of the event, which did not even have any permission from his government at all? Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister today, viewers, was shedding tears. But yesterday, when people were gasping for breath, when the stampede happened, he was busy felicitating the players, kissing the trophy. In fact, he was even seen pushing away a fan who reportedly blocked his photo. And look at his body language when a victim's skin was pleading in front of him in the hospital. A special investigation team will be formed now to probe this matter. Meanwhile, the case has been handed over to the CID. And also, today, Karnataka High Court took suo motu cognizance of the Bengaluru Stampede, and Congress Sarkar admitted before the High Court lack of preparation to handle the crowd of 2.5 lakh. So then, why was this event held at all? For a crowd of 2.5 lakh people, only 1,380, I repeat, only 1,380 police personnel were deployed. It's a typical case of a government first ignoring red flags, scoring political brownie points, and then giving itself a clean chit. Are deaths mere stats for netas? Can 10 lakh rupees as compensation wipe away the losses and the tears of the families that are devastated today? And tonight, I just have one question. Who is responsible? Who killed these 11 people? Because if this question is not asked today, the victims of apathy will be us tomorrow. Listen in to what happened today and who said what, and then we will open up this debate.
It is unfortunate this incident has happened. I feel very sorry for it. 11 innocent lives have been lost.
There has been a few lapses from our end when it comes to planning. We are taking responsibility, we are taking up moral responsibility for everything, and we are taking corrective measures so that these things don't happen in the future.
Who is accountable for these loss of life, sir? So was there a pressure from the Karnataka government to rush this event, sir? So 11 innocent lives being lost, sir. Who's going to take an accountability? Mr. Dayanand. Sir, you are from KCA. Who's going to take responsibility for these 11 lives lost? 11 innocent lives lost. More than 33 injured, sir.
Sir, we can continue walking, but
one word. They expect one word. Who's going to take responsibility for the 11 lives lost?
Sir,
one single word, one single answer.
KCA, if you could give us one answer. He's from KCA.
ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಭಾಳ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ 15 ವರ್ಷ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು 10 ಜನ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನನ್ನ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲೇ ಯಾರು ಯಾವ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿನೂ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ
कि एक व्यक्ति उनके और कैमरे के बीच में आ गया तो डीके शिव कुमार उसे धक्का मार रहे हैं, गर्दन से पकड़कर उसे धक्का मार रहे हैं. इंपॉर्टेंस वाज नॉट क्राउड मैनेजमेंट, इंपॉर्टेंस वाज हिज पीआर स्टंट. तो क्या डीके शिव कुमार माफी मांग के रिजाइन करेंगे?
And the question is, who killed these 11 people? Joining me on this debate on India Upfront this evening is Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Sujata Pandey, who is a political analyst, Faizan Kidwai, National Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Vivek Srivastava, who is a political analyst, Advocate Nikhil Jain, a political analyst, Ranjit Bajaj, Founder Director, Minerva Cricket Academy. Thank you very much. Good evening to all of you. Advocate Nikhil Jain, can tears, 10 lakh rupees as compensation bring back these 11 people?
No amount of compensation, whether 10 lakh rupees, 10 crore rupees is going to bring back the victims or would be enough to heal the pain of the victims' families. But this is a common courtesy that every government extends, and the Karnataka government was absolutely right to do so. What the Karnataka government failed in was managing the crowd. A magisterial inquiry has been set up. Report is to be submitted within 15 days. Whoever was responsible, whether it was some SDM, some DCP or the Deputy Chief Minister or the Chief Minister himself, would be taken to task, and that is what I expect of a responsible government. The incident should not have happened in the first place, but now that it has, I am seeing the government take the sort of measures that are required. And I don't want to bring politics into it, but let me be very clear that I know the moment the BJP spokesperson starts
should the government then be given a Padma Shri for this, for what it is doing?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The government should be held accountable. The right questions should be asked, as you are asking. But the moment Sanju Verma from the BJP tries to make it political, I have my whole set of documents ready on how their governments deal with similar situations.
It's not about making it political tonight, Advocate Nikhil Jain. It is about people, human lives. We do not want to indulge in politics tonight because 11 families today are crying. You know, Mr. DK Shiv Kumar or Mr. Siddaramaiah or for that matter Mr. Rahul Gandhi has not gone to visit these families in their homes. You know, the people who are crying today, and these were teenagers I'm talking about, you know, there were 4 teenagers, 14, 17, 19, 2 people who were 19 years old, 3 were just 20 years old, 4 were in the age group of 22 to 29. These were young people who had promising lives ahead of them, but they have been killed today. So I want to ask tonight, who killed these 11 people? Because Mr. Vivek Srivastava, the FIR that has been filed today, it does not name the government. It has put the onus completely on RCB, the Karnataka State Cricketing Authority, the event management company. So I want to ask you, if there was no permission, if these people were responsible, why did we have Mr. DK Shiv Kumar felicitating the players at a private event? What was he doing inside that particular event that did not even have the permission?
Okay. On your channel, the chairman of IPL, Mr. Arun, he was there a day back, and when we talked, he said IPL की responsibility नहीं है, BCCI की नहीं है. When the match was won, the final was done, our role is over. So then we asked, then whose responsibility? He said it was an independent private event. जो आपका टीम था and the Karnataka Cricket Association, it is not a government event. What happened in Kumbh was because it was Yogi's event. Okay, you're talking for resignation. Everybody is trying to counter Mr. DK Shivkumar. 19 lakh more deaths for COVID of 2021 has now been reported. Additional. Will the Prime Minister resign? And maximum of these deaths are from UP and Gujarat. Will the Chief Minister resign? Did Mr. Yogi resign? Hathras Baba is still absconding. More than 100 people dead. Nobody, no arrangement. Because the Karnataka police was misguided, information was not given. When I do an event in Delhi, which is political, the Delhi police under the Home Minister asks me, Mr. Vivek Srivastava, आपकी political party, आप लोग event कर रहे हैं, कितने लोग आएंगे, पुलिस बंदोबस्त चाहिए, कितने लोगों का चाहिए? This information was incorrectly given to the Karnataka police. It is not the responsibility of the state government. However, since it is in the purview and the geography of the state, very gracefully, all the leaders of the Congress party and the government have said, we will do what is necessary and we will make amends. We take responsibility, we'll give the compensation.
So they should be given Padma Shri for even taking the responsibility. Thank you very much for at least taking the responsibility, because till yesterday the same people were lying. Mr. DK Shivkumar said 5,000 people, 5,000 security police personnel were present there. In the Karnataka High Court today, they themselves have admitted 1,386 police personnel were there for 2.5 lakh people. And you are saying, Mr. Vivek Srivastava, it was a private event. What was the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka doing at a private event when people outside were being killed? Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma wants to come in.
Heena, I heard both the panelists before me, and I need my time. I did not interject them. First and foremost, let's get this very, 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 very clear. This was not a private event. The event which led to the unfortunate stampede in which more than 75 people are injured and 11 people have lost their lives was done under the aegis of the Karnataka state government, which is ruled by the Congress party. Point number one is this. Both Priyanka Khadge and Siddaramaiah, and for that matter DK Shivkumar, had said between 2.5 to 3 lakh people had gathered outside Chinnaswamy Stadium. As you said, only 1,380 policemen were there. So if 3 lakh people had gathered, it means for every 217 people, there was one policeman. If 2.5 lakh people had gathered, for every 182 people, there was only one policeman. My simple question is, kal tak Siddaramaiah keh rahe the, 5,000 to 6,000 policemen were there. Today that number has come down to 1,380. The second point is that the Vidhana Saudha is 2.3 kilometers away, barely from Chinnaswamy Stadium. 2 lakh या 3 lakh या 4 lakh लोग parachute से नीचे नहीं उतरे. When there was such a large crowd that had gathered outside Chinnaswamy, why was Siddaramaiah still celebrating and having fun at the expense of those hapless people outside Chinnaswamy Stadium? Why was he still continuing with his celebrations in Vidhana Saudha? आपको शर्म नहीं आती है? Chinnaswamy Stadium के बाहर 12 साल, 14 साल, 19 साल के लोग, they are getting, they are being murdered because of criminal negligence of the Karnataka state government, but Siddaramaiah and his coterie continue to enjoy the festivities inside Vidhan Saudha. Karnataka State Cricket Board owes its allegiance to Karnataka state government. Chinnaswamy Stadium is operated by the Karnataka state government. IPI chairman was not aware of this entire event.
Right.
RCB was not aware of this entire event. The buck stops at the doorstep of the CEO of Karnataka. Who is the CEO of
we are all
Karnataka?
aware of the fact that law and order is the responsibility of the government. And we know now that the police chief had said no, the home minister had said no, and still this event was allowed. Who was behind this steering hurry? Why should questions not be asked today? And I know Advocate Nikhil Jain is showing something, I think, about the Kumbh Mela, but perhaps tonight we should think about these 11 families who have lost their loved ones. Tonight we need to move away from doing politics and think about their lives, the people who are still in tears. And I want to ask you, Ranjit Bajaj, we have got information, sources have told us that cops had said no for this event. But it seemed that somebody was in a tearing hurry. Shouldn't that person also be held accountable? Who was that person who overruled even the Home Minister of Karnataka and allowed this event of RCB to happen?
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Ma'am, that's a very pertinent question. In fact, not only that, who is the person who gave the permission, but washing your hands off saying that we didn't know the crowd expected. See, when you win a trophy like this, or you win a world championship, or you win a title, you don't expect even the event manager to know what kind of crowd he's going to get. He can just give an estimate. Who's supposed to know it? That's supposed to be the intelligence department and the home department of that state, who's supposed to have credible information that obviously or otherwise eyes, and they can see that how many people have gathered there. So I really think the buck stops always, number one, with the government, and the government has to take onus, because just passing on the buck and putting an FIR on RCB is very, very shameful, because the government itself had called these cricketers to the Vidhan Sauda. And not only that, see, I am not with BJP or nor am I with Congress. But what I saw them being called to the Vidhan Sauda and champions being written right there in front of the Vidhan Sauda. That means they were claiming the victory. So when you write champions in front of the Vidhan Sauda, who you are actually in power, and that means you're claiming those boys to be yours, you're claiming that trophy which was put right there, that means you're responsible for the team. And the delay it caused in reaching that stadium because of the photo opportunities with the politicians is what caused the surge outside and caused this thing to happen. So not only indirectly, directly responsible for the politicians in the Vidhan Sauda for taking those photo ops. Now, how do we make sure this never happens again? We make sure that such a stringent punishment is sent to the ones, and it's like, ma'am, it's like actually murder. And if it's not murder, it's culpable. It's not culpable homicide, at least it's 304. That means you're not responsible directly, but indirectly. So somebody has to go to jail, not just lip service, because otherwise this will keep happening. Yes, someone is saying it happened in the earlier state in UP and Yogi is responsible. Ma'am, unless and until responsibility is given, doesn't matter who's responsible. So end of the day, the state is the security according to our constitution is the responsibility of the state government. And the buck stops with the Home Minister and the Chief Minister. Simple as that. They may conduct an inquiry and then pass the buck on to someone else, like they do, and they've just registered an FIR. But I'm sorry to say, ma'am, this is very horrible. You can't brush this under the carpet by blaming a team. Somebody was trolling Virat Kohli. I can't even imagine how Virat Kohli is responsible for this, because he's one of the guys celebrating inside. He doesn't know what's happening inside. If something has happened, immediately the state government should have stepped in and stopped the event. In fact, the celebration should have stopped. But
Faizan Kidwai, my question is that, even if it was a private event as being claimed by the government now, the question is, what was the Deputy Chief Minister doing in this private event? Was he not aware of what was happening outside Chinnaswamy Stadium? I mean, shouldn't he be asked questions? Why shouldn't the government be asked questions?
Yes, the government should be asked questions irrespective whether it's a Bharatiya Janata Party government or a Congress Party government. But unfortunately, our media only focuses on such unfortunate incidents if it happens in an opposition ruled state. See, first of all, let me start by offering my...
I mean, at least today we can avoid politics. Did we not focus on the stampede that happened in the national capital? I mean, come on. Today we can keep politics aside for some time. Is that what you're going to tell the families, the 11 families today who are in tears?
May I, please? Let me first start by offering my condolences to the families, the bereaved families, and I wish a speedy recovery to all those who have been injured. See, Heena, I really appreciate the way Karnataka Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister took full responsibility of the unfortunate incident. They immediately announced the compensation and treatment, free treatment to the injured. May I?
26 hours it took them to get the FIR filed.
Let me complete.
They lied on day one. They said 5,000 police personnel were present, and you are patting on their back that they should be appreciated. I think they should be given Padma Shri for what they are doing.
BJP has sent its spokesperson to counter me. Let her work.
I mean, come on, Faizan Kidwai.
You do your job. You just moderate.
I mean, come on, Faizan Kidwai. We need to talk about facts also. I am only stating facts. It's very easy to label anybody who talks about facts as a BJP spokesperson. I mean, come on, Faizan Kidwai. I did expect this from you at least. I'm only stating facts. I'm talking about the families who are today devastated. Is that what you're going to tell them today, Faizan Kidwai?
Families, madam, there were families who were devastated in the stampede in Kumbh. What did Adityanath do? First of all, he said, these are rumors. Aisa kuch nahi ho raha hai. Eventually, because of social media, when the reality came out after 17 hours, Mr. Adityanath came and accepted. There's this news agency which functions for Bharatiya Janata Party. It's
Sujata Pandey. Sujata Pandey, please respond. Sujata Pandey, some questions are being asked by Faizan Kidwai. Please respond.
Heena, first of all, let's just focus our attention to what happened in Chinnaswamy Stadium, and then we will go to Kumbh, because we all saw how Kumbh Stampede got covered. The questions were asked by the government, to the government, why did this happen? The government owed up to the responsibility. The Mahakumbh Snan got, the Akhada Snan got cancelled, the passes, the VIP passes got cancelled. So heads rolled, the responsibilities were fixed. But look at here, let's just focus here. And look at the narrative and look at the lies being spread. I think from now on we can call Congress party as the I do not care party. Because if this is, police denied permission. The Home Minister says no, the parade cannot be done. Now you tell me, can RCB tell police to have the parade in spite of traffic police saying that it cannot happen? Can RCB dictate terms to Home Minister? No. It has to be the Deputy Chief Minister. It has to come from the very top. Also, you cannot blame the Bangalore police, because the Bangalore police was absolutely overruled by the government, because the government wanted optics. The government wanted this euphoria to be associated with Congress party, and that's why you saw those parade from Vidhan Saudha. What was the parade being carried from Vidhan Saudha? It was done to symbolize it is a Congress victory. There was nothing about people of Karnataka. There was nothing about RCB fan. It was pure PR stunt at the cost of life of people. And they are all saying, how will I know? They are passing the bucks. Heena, do you believe that for 19 minutes this celebration happened while people died outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium? Nobody had a phone. Today we know a thing happens, we know it within seconds. How do you believe that nobody, the Deputy Chief Minister didn't know, the Chief Minister didn't know, their PS didn't know, all the people who were gathered there didn't know what was that people were dying outside, gasping for breath. And today they are saying, no, it is not my responsibility. It is government's responsibility. It is not a natural calamity, Heena, that it is some flood or rain has happened where nobody expected.
Faizan Kidwai wants to respond, but before that, I want to go across to...
Only one gate was secured.
Right, Sujata Pandey, I got your point. Faizan Kidwai wants to respond. I'll come to Faizan in just a bit. I have Sanjay Sahai, former additional DGP Karnataka, also joining us in this debate. Good evening, Mr. Sahai. Thank you very much for speaking with us here on Times Now. And, the police chief, as per sources, said no, we can't give permission for this event. The Home Minister said, Home Minister also seemed to agree with the assessment of the cops and said no. Then something happened. Even he was overruled. I want to ask, who could be behind this steering hurry? Can it just be the pressure of RCB, the Karnataka Cricket Association? I mean, can it happen without pressure coming in from the top? Here I'm talking about the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister. How does it work? Can you explain to us?
It's very simple. If the police says that it cannot happen, so generally it does not happen. And finally, when something gets overruled, there are any number of times when things get overruled. If it gets overruled and a new decision is made, then you make all the resources available. If you have 10 hours, 12 hours, there are lots of times when Prime Ministers visit, we make arrangements in a couple of hours only. So the time which you have, the urgency which you have, and the resources which should come, that should compensate for that particular time. In this particular instance, what we have been saying is that every single stakeholder wanted to extract his pound of flesh. So whether it is political mileage, RCB wants to get into a euphoria of a kind that 18 years they were not able to do anything and today they get a complete mileage. Once it is decided, let me tell you very clearly, once it is decided by the Chief Minister, and finally, I think all other people who earlier would have objected, they would have come on board. It cannot be that you dictate to the police and then police goes and does something and it says just because you did not listen to me, so this tragedy happened. I don't think this is a thing which can be explained in this manner, and in every single case, I think the police and the government can be absolved of it, and the way the nature of this FIR has come, it gives a very clear-cut feeling that only the private people were involved and the government had nothing to do with it. So it's a very, very crazy sort of situation, and from the beginning itself, we barely see any planning anywhere. And people have been coming, all the stakeholders, leave the people, the stakeholders have been coming with very, very divergent and contradictory information with regards to what is being organized, what is not being organized. So the communication part itself was completely awry. And what was the plan, what was the barricading, what was the other things which were there? See, all of us know the traffic arrangements in Bangalore. And for 50,000 people or whatever number of people to come there without any traffic arrangements and the metro not being controlled. And even when they are converging, they are not coming, 3 lakhs people are not dropping from the skies. So if 3 lakh people are coming, gathering, congregating right there at the gates, I think lots of things could have done before it. But the main question is, whosoever is held accountable is a different question. Main question is whether there was any plan in place or the whole thing was being done in an ad hoc manner. And currently technicalities are being brought to the fore just to safeguard the culpability part of it.
Well,
so that is my understanding.
Thank God, Mr. Sahai, they didn't blame Virat Kohli, because most of the people, I'm sure, who came there, to cheer for RCB were fans of Virat Kohli. I mean, given how the situation is right now, they are ready to blame everybody but take the blame themselves. Faizan Kidwai wanted to respond. Yes.
Yes, see, kindly give me uninterrupted time because like everybody else is getting. See, RCB team management announced that they'll be doing a victory parade, and the Karnataka traffic police cancelled it, fearing there'll be a law and order situation. Now just see, you're saying one should not do politics. BJP saw this as an opportunity to do petty politics. It tweets and accuses Congress for insulting the team by cancelling the victory parade. Now once this unfortunate incident has happened, BJP has deleted that tweet and now it's doing politics on dead bodies, as BJP always does. I totally agree that the state government and RCB management should take the primary responsibility, but the BCCI under Mr. Jay Shah, which is the governing authority of IPL, should also be held accountable for failing to ensure that safety protocols were followed, which weren't. And the lady here who's
I will get Sanju Verma to respond to the point you're making. So by that logic, the Chief Minister should be held responsible. The Deputy Chief Minister should be held responsible as well. Faizan Kidwai?
Heena, this can't be a debate by just the Samajwadi Party.
One second, Sanju Verma, 1 second. Allow me to moderate the debate here.
Unfortunately,
no, you tell me. You have made a list of people who should be responsible, Faizan Kidwai. So I want to ask you, by that logic, shouldn't the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, the Home Minister, also be held responsible for what happened? Yes or no?
They have already taken the responsibility.
No, they have not taken the responsibility. I am sorry. They have not taken the responsibility. Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, please respond.
They are not Yogi Adityanath.
Thank you. Heena, now I need my time. And I am not asking you not to moderate the debate. This is not a documentary, it's a debate. If somebody makes reckless allegations at BJP, I will interject.
Sanju Verma, make your point. It is your chance to make your point. I don't have a lot of time left in the debate.
I'm making my point, Heena. Please don't, try and be patronizing with me. Let me get down straight to the point. The point is this, Faizan Kidwai. The BCCI has nothing to do with what happened in Karnataka. The Karnataka State Cricket Board comes under the aegis of the Karnataka government, which is currently ruled by the Congress party. Chinnaswamy Stadium is operated by the Congress government in Karnataka currently and by a man called Shubhendu Ghosh, who is the CEO of Chinnaswamy Stadium. He is the CEO of Karnataka State Cricket Board, and Shubhendu Ghosh is one of the closest confidants of Siddaramaiah. When something happens in Uttar Pradesh, you gun for Yogi Adityanath. When something happens in Assam, you gun for Himanta Biswa Sarma. Sharam nahi aati hai aapko. Today, when 11 people have died under unfortunate circumstances in Karnataka, you refuse to blame Siddaramaiah. You are talking about Yogi Adityanath. You are always out of syllabus. My limited point is this, Heena. I am currently in Bangalore for the last few days. The local media is asking one question only. They are saying Chinnaswamy Stadium has 21 gates and only 4 gates were open. They are saying why were 75% of the gates closed when more than 2.5 to 3 lakh people had gathered outside the stadium. Bhaskar Rao, the former police commissioner of Bengaluru, said no ambulances were there, no entry-exit protocols were there, no fire alarm systems were in place.
People's arms became stretchers. Sanju Verma, look at the visuals that we have got for our viewers. People's arms became stretchers because ambulances were also not present on the spot. And that is the shocking part, and that's the reason why it is extremely important today to fix the accountability. Vivek Srivastav, Advocate Nikhil Jain, it has been said, and Advocate Nikhil Jain, to you first, it has been said that people died in Kumbh also. Does that mean now all state governments have a carte blanche? Marne do logon ko, Kumbh mein bhi to mare the. How convenient?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely not. I started the debate by saying that the government is accountable. But also accountable is RCB, also accountable is IPL, also accountable is BCCI.
No, the alibi that had come was that this happened during Kumbh also, this happened in Delhi also. If people died there, to kya ho gaya? Yahan pe bhi marne do.
No. No. That is not what the Congress government has said. Priyank Kharge has come out and said that better arrangements should have been made. Siddaramaiah accepted the mistake. DK Shivkumar has been issuing clarifications. But what did Yogi Adityanath say after Mahakumbh? Bad luck की वजह से हो गया. जो इस पे आवाजें उठा रहे हैं वो anti Sanatan है. Those are the kind of statements that were being made. Yogi Adityanath said, मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे और अखिलेश यादव तो चाहते थे कि ऐसा स्टैम्पीड हो जाए. यूपी के एक मिनिस्टर क्या कहते हैं? बड़े-बड़े इवेंट्स में छोटी-छोटी घटनाएं होती रहती हैं. See,
Sanju
Verma
wants to respond to what you said. Sanju Verma.
Are you insane, Heena?
What does the BJP...
Sanju Verma, please respond. That is why I have asked you to respond.
Thank you. Heena, let me be very clear. I have been on debates after the Hathras Stampede. I was there after the Morbi tragedy. I was there after the Mahakumbh tragedy. And I said, in no uncertain terms, heads need to roll. Accountability needs to be fixed. Siddaramaiah ne kya bola? Oh yes, you know, we were not prepared for 2.5-3 lakh people. There was no crowd management. There was no logistical planning. But what to do now? 11 people have died. So hua is the attitude of Siddaramaiah. Hua is the attitude of Rahul Gandhi. Hua is the attitude of Priyanka Vadra. Hua is the attitude of DK Shivkumar. And you are a paid political stooge who's sitting here and trying to give bhashan to the BJP when you should be calling out the bluff of your boss.
I want to give the last word to Sanjay Sahai. I want to give the last word now to Sanjay Sahai. Sanjay Sahai, you've heard all the panelists here. What will you like to say, given where the situation is, you know, as we speak?
A very simple request to the political class that they made their DNA complete indifference to anything. I cannot hear.
We can hear you.
I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you.
We can hear you, Mr. Sahai. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I got your question. So what I would like to convey to the political class to start with, because they have abrogated literally every single power of bureaucracy and the police, and today even police feels that whatever the political class says, that is only policing. So their capability to create man-made accidents, which is primarily what a stampede is, and to get away with it unscathed, is where we have landed. We have landed in a situation where crowd management.
That is the reason why it is extremely important today to fix the accountability so that what happened yesterday with these innocent fans, with these young people who had promising lives, future ahead of them, never ever happens again. I'm completely out of time, but thank you very much all of you for joining us here on debate number 1.